Hey all, this is 012 Boku, and
This is your announcer here for the games, Jarek the Jackass, bringing you all the exciting interstellar news.
I apologize because I noticed with it getting darker earlier in the day, it looks like the light of heaven is behind us, but that's just even with the windows closed, as we've now discovered, can't do much about that. But yeah, apologies about that, guys.
And on the review day,
Although
God said, "Let there be light in your window."
Yeah, well, of course, and well, the funny thing is too, it actually does. It actually is providing a great bit of good backlighting for us right now, which is excellent. Except I know this part right here, where my finger is, has got to be annoying as shit. But hey, I can't do nothing about that.
Hey man, you're bathed in the glow.
Absolutely. Oh, baked. Not that baked. We're seriously not. But anyway, we're on Legion of Superheroes for the full review now, because if you remember last week I did the short review. Thank you for all who saw that. I know that one has been picking up. Seems like you guys really weren't feeling, hey, the current 24 episodes from last time. But oh well, I know that's a thing. But hey, there's win some, lose some. But that's script stuff. We'll get to that later. But with my notes, as I'll go off starting off what I liked about it since I did everything in the short review. Again, this one was an overall fun one. I basically liked how, Quark has always been on a loose sort of end for this one as Superman since he's still learning. So, but seeing Phantom Girl and Lightning Lad, or as we now know his first name from his brother Garth,
Yep.
have them be sort of both out of their elements with Lightning Lad having his sort of. No,
What the?
hello? Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Indeed. But, like seeing, Lightning Lad have his interactions with his brother was good. His brother, Matt, to me, I'm going to say, is more of just a jerkish, underhanded person. I don't technically am going to call him evil just yet. I know, again, I wasn't able to see the entirety of the show, so I don't know if he changes his stripes at any point completely. But, he's more of like a jerky brother. Phantom Girl, we see her get to be more relaxed and out of her element for the first time because she's sort of like reserved and straightforward. But in this one, she acts more like a teenager, which is actually, I actually liked it. And I know probably Jarek did too. And, it's nice to see her teasing Clark, being all
Yep.
nervous around her mom, the president, acting like a weird girl with her mom when they're battling the Furious Five to not make the people panic. Lightning Lad, Lightning
Yeah.
Lad, Lightning Lad,
And you know this,
either stare or Lightning Lad, Lightning Lad.
and realizing that she's probably as socially awkward as she is because she's the daughter of one of the presidents of one of the bigger planets in the galaxy. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I just love how her mom is like teasing her about, oh, this one's cute. So,
Mm-hmm.
should I start making the arrangements? Yeah, somebody wants kids almost as bad as Irisville.
Which I will also say with that as well, it's seeing how funny how they react with that, and knowing that the Furious Five were in this trying to stir up probably the diplomatic tensions with either trying to kill her mother, the president, which I believe the name is Winema Wazo. Winema Wazo, who plays that character,
Gesundheit.
played by April Winchell, is there, and they're probably trying to stir up trouble with that, which is why the Furious Five was there trying to do that. Unbeknownst, though, what I love about it, to say for a final moment, what I love about this, because two other things I liked was, um, like Mech Rons was trying to beat his brother at any point. The rivalry between the brothers was so apparent that apparently Lightning Lad, the younger brother, always beats the older brother, and you have Mech who's like thinking, well, I'm the older brother, I should be winning these, and he was willing to cheat at any cost. He used bombs, tripping people, tripping his brother. One time during the obstacle course, there's a laser. You have Lightning Lad, go out of his way to tackle his brother down so he wasn't hit. Garth just like, or not Garth, Mech Rons just pushes him out of the way and like laughs and goes on. There's even one where he plants a bomb on a pillar that leads to lava. basically, Mech Ron's another opponent, and Lightning Lad jump over. I forget who it was, an alien four-armed guy. The four-armed alien dude almost falls into it. Lightning Lad looks back. He's conflicted for only a second, but doing his duty, which the announcers call out during the 343rd Intergalactic Games is what this is, where they're at competing, and Lightning Lad does the right thing in saving the competitor he was with, and Mectron's wins it. But again, what I'm getting at is Mectron's cheating came from the Furious Five, where he was saying he was doing a favor for the people who helped him win. So he pressed the red button. Jarek thinks he knew. I think in some way he may have not known, but he didn't. It's just like, well, that sucks, but toodles. But the dome protecting the whole arena comes down, and the Furious Five reveal their intentions, and they try to kidnap and fly away with when Emma Wazo the president, and then Quark, Phantom Girl, Lightning Lad all get into it. And what I loved about this too, because throughout the race of things, we get to see what was it? You said one was Munching Lad, and then there was...
one was Matter Eater Lad.
Matter Eater Lad.
Who, for those of you who know your Legion of Superheroes lore, I think he initially got rejected by the League, but he later was accepted. You also, in fact, it seems like all of the male contestants were, kind of like the, what's the word? Kind of like the more fringe members of the group,
Yeah, and then there was another one who was Jonah, who could emulate any element by saying it, or any power by saying it. He would gain power, and he literally took it to Emerald Empress when they were beating down on Lightning Lad and
Superman.
Well, Superman and Phantom Girl. They were beating down on all three, and you had Quark trying to use his heat beams on Emerald Empress's eye, but it didn't work because she must have made improvements, and she was about to possess him. But then that's when Jonah took it in.
Well, that's the thing. See, what Boku here probably doesn't realize is that the Emerald Empress's eyes, basically, if I remember, it gets its energy and its power from more or less the exact same source as the original Green Lantern ring, the Starlight Flame.
Okay, I did not know that.
So her eye is actually quite similar to a Green Lantern ring, whereas, like, in the old days, you couldn't use any trick on it twice. Like, one time Hector Hammond figured out he could use his telepathy to basically force the ring to give it some of the Green Lantern energy, and Hal was getting confused. Why is it always running out of energy before the 24-hour limit? And then he's like, he's asking the ring about it, because, yeah, you can talk to the fucking rings. And it's like, the other has compelled me not to tell you. It's like, yeah, oh, okay. It's like, I know what you're doing, Hector Hammond. And then he just tries to drain it directly. It's like, it's not going to work twice. It's the same gimmick. It's basically an evil version of a Green Lantern ring.
Well, see, and that's a cool little tidbit, because I didn't know that. And, I mean, that's cool to know and how they do it. But, obviously with that one, it didn't work.
Because with, like, the lore of the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, like, his ring was unique out of all the artifacts empowered by the Starheart. It's like, it was the only one that wasn't evil. All the other ones are evil, but you never really hear about them until the Legion of Superheroes and the Emerald Empress.
Yeah. And to that point, though, but Jonah comes in, starts helping out. He even had a Matter Eater Lad, because what's his name? The guy with the axe, Persuader?
Yeah.
Like, he was going to take a swing with his axe. Matter Eater Lad just eats part of his axe right down the middle, and he's all happy and like that about it. And, so all these guys essentially work together to bring down the Fatal Five. And, I mean, obviously, after it's done, you have Lightning Lad have a little thing with his brother. His brother's like, hey, my bad, bro, I didn't know. And then you have Mech Ron's actually willing to offer the medal to Lightning Lad back, and he's like, no, Mech, you keep it, and you deserve it for a cheater like you. I've earned my honor by doing my duty today. And Mech Ron's like, and this is why Jarek brought it up that maybe Mech knew about it, because he just looks at the medal and has a grin and says, whatever you say, bro. I think that was just him like saying, I tricked my brother in winning it, but you could be right. But again, I've never seen this show in its entirety, so I don't know what's coming down the pipe.
Well,
but I mean, that was a good moment too.
It's been a while for me, but I do believe we're going to see more of Mectron. So.
Oh, you do. He's, I think he's, and not to give you guys a spoiler for those of you who like these reviews, seeing us go along with it, but I think he comes in 2 or 3 episodes after Champions here that he was just in.
Well, no, I mean like in season 3.
Oh, season 3. Okay, gotcha. So that's what you meant.
But yeah, it's very interesting. Like we see again how clever the writing was. Like there's one scene where Clark's kind of just hanging out with Phantom Girl, and they're talking about how awkward she is with her mother, and then he just looks back at like the floating pavilla they're on, and he uses his X-ray vision, and he sees there's a bomb hidden underneath it. Like
the dark matter bomb, which was a cool moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and seriously, using a miniature singularity bomb to try to take out a diplomat. I mean, ballsy.
Basically creating your own black hole
and then like even there was another time where where now they know someone's trying to take out the diplomats, so they're all and it's like you guys gonna need me to drop out of the race, Lightning Lad, and he's like, no, we can still protect everybody and you can still compete, we're just gonna have to like be more clever about it. So Clark is flying around, Phantom Girl's flying around, and he notices like a guy spray painting one of the signs, and he's like, spray painting one of the advertisements. Not unusual, unless it's game day. And again, he uses his X-ray vision. Sure enough, it's one of the Fatal 5.
Yeah, it was the skull, purple-headed dude.
And there was a great moment for Phantom Girl where, again, we see why she's the Kitty Pryde of this group, where, she's fighting this guy, and then she, like, I believe she... Oh, it was the purple guy, the guy with the disintegration hands, where she, like, she waits for him to attack him, phases through his attack, pulls him through, and then uses his disintegration hand to cut through the robot leg of the cyborg guy.
Oh yeah, that part was cool. That part was cool too, and I mean, there were a lot of good moments where there were a lot of good battles, and they showcased it with this, which as well, at the end too, another part that I liked as well. I mean, again, there were a lot of liking parts in this episode. It was really enjoyable. All the guys they're essentially all getting medals by the president, all of them, and she gives her daughter, Phantom Girl, a hug, and, she's like, sorry, dear, I have to do this for you, but, I want you to know I'm proud of you, but if I gave you a medal, it would look like favoritism. Plus, you can also get with one of these boys, since you're not with Superman anymore.
Yeah.
Mom!
Because in typical mom fashion, she thought it's like, oh, you're getting along quite nicely with this Superman lad, so should I start making arrangements? And then it's like, well, as long, since you and Clark are broken up, I guess you could always get with that one. He's actually rather cute. And it's funny, too, because Phantom Girl even mentions, ooh, he's kind of dreamy.
No, I think she made that comment to Lightning Lad, because I don't think she noticed how her and Jonah were sort of like, hey, because Jonah's weakening at her at times, like they're being sensual, and she's like, ooh, and, but she looks to Lightning Lad, maybe you and her, so, the mother's sort of all over the place, but that's what I really liked about it. How about you, Jerk? Anything else you want to add?
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff. Like, I love even after, the crowd and everyone else realizes, hey, there might be an assassination attempt, the Slug guys are like, we're having the Slug commentators are like, well, we're having slight technical difficulties. Stay tuned after this brief announcement.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, old school, sports stuff. It's like, I don't give a shit if the team's losing 50-0. It's like, I'm getting paid for this. People need to watch. I need that money.
Well, they just went right along with it, so why not?
It was almost like the pod racing scene, as much as I hate to say it, in Star Wars The Phantom Menace, where it's like, everybody knows Sebulba's cheating. Everybody knows he's full of shit. Who gives a damn? There's sponsorship money on the line.
Yeah. Sebulba!
It's like, I would have won that race if you hadn't flashed me with your blinders. Maybe it would have been best for the galaxy if Sebulba had blinded him into a pile of rocks. Just saying.
Yeah. And I mean, but yeah, that's basically what we enjoyed about this episode. And that's cool, too, because I'm glad you mentioned the commentary team, because I figured that's what you took a shine to, so I let you have that one, because I would have mentioned it, too. But
well, I mean, it kind of reminds me of... Kathy Lee Gifford's husband, Frank Giffords, who was a sports commentator for a very long time. And not a terribly good one.
Yeah, but hey, it works well, and it actually helped that one of the announcers was Lex Lang, which it's always cool to
Yep.
hear Lex Lang, and and basically we'll go on to characters out since we talked about what we liked and mentioned our little bits, but for me again, uh, well basically I'll just sort of go down the pike here for most of them, and I'm gonna say Yuri Lowenthal, Superman, great performance from him as always. Andy Milder, Lightning Lad, put on a great performance. I loved the rivalry between him and his brother, and you really felt the emotion. Heather Hogan, Phantom Girl, again, like I said, not as reserved this one. She really got to act like a teenager, and we really got to see her grow as a character. Because I always thought this episode really did a lot of focus on Lightning Lad, but no, it also puts a lot of focus on Phantom Girl, so it really lets us know these two characters because we got to know a lot about Bouncing Boy, Bouncing Boy, Saturn Girl. We've even had the introduction to Timberwolf and Brainiac 5. Those guys we've gotten a focus on, but it seemed like like Lightning Lad and Phantom Girl were sort of the last two we needed, and it's like this episode accentuates that, so that's great. Oh yeah, and I have to give it to James Arnold Taylor, Mech Rons, and Jonah. And I mean, he was good as Jonah, but I have to say for Mech Rons, the whole rivalry between them, Mech, Garth. Hey, come on, bro. It's just what I'm doing. It's like you can tell that he's just like this sort of tightwad rivalry, older brother stuff, which is just enjoyable to see. And again, I had no idea that was James Arnold Taylor, and I always appreciate that guy's work in video games and voice work. So, hey, shout out to you, James. You did a good role. How about you, Jarek?
It's kind of funny. Met Rond kind of reminded me of that asshole with the flame powers from Static Shock, the way he was acting.
Oh, Francis or Pyro, I think they call him. Well, yeah. Francis is his real name, but Pyro's his moniker.
Plus, I have to give like an honorary mention both to the announcer Lex Lang because
and then David Lodge, the second one.
Because I mean, Lex Lang, it's like Lex finally got his wish and got to be with Lana Lang from Smallville. Oh. But I also give another really big honorary mention to Phantom Girl's mom.
Oh, April Winchell.
I probably would have given it to her if she had more scenes because she was good.
I would have also done that too if she had more scenes. That's why I sort of didn't mention her. Because she was there, but she wasn't as effective. But it was nice, the motorway thing, yeah. But go ahead.
But yeah, I was getting like mom PTSD. It's like, yes, I know you want grandkids. Can we please? But anyways, like my top pick would be Lightning, well, no, actually it'd be Phantom Girl. Phantom Girl really stole this one because she was great. The way her social awkwardness actually acted as a good distraction when it needed to.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Her interactions with her mom, her kind of getting all flirty with that one guy. My second pick, of course, has to be Lightning Lad because
Andy Milder.
Yep. I mean, great character. We're going to be seeing more of him, and hey, in the comics he gets with Saturn Girl, so yeah. And of course, Yuri Lowenthal, respectable third place because this wasn't his episode, but trust me, he's going to have more down the road.
Oh, yeah. Well, and so all the other characters, because I know after this one, they bring quite a bit of focus on Lightning Lad for, I think, the next couple of episodes, or at least every episode in between, from what I originally had of the original DVDs before I got the complete series Blu-ray, which, again... thank you, Zio Records, for having this, because I didn't know they made a Blu-ray complete collection edition of this, so I'm glad I found this.
Shop local, kiddos.
Oh, absolutely, of course. Whatever you can, if you can't find online or elsewhere, try your local stores. You can be surprised what you find. But overall, like I mentioned in the short review, very fun, very action-packed episode. Loved it a lot. Great characterization, great fun. It all meshed well together. How about you, Jarek?
It's a really interesting episode. Really touches on some of the more, interesting bits of the of lesser bits of the history of the Legion of Superheroes, like, Phantom Girl literally being the daughter of the president. And by the way, get used to that. There's a lot of kids like that in the Legion. I mean, heck, you could even kind of say that, what's his name, Quirrell Dox, a.k.a. Brainiac 5, is basically a whole goddamn planet unto himself.
Well,
and heck, with Clark being the very last Kryptonian, that technically makes him the ruler of all Kryptonians.
Yeah!
The prince of all Kryptonians.
Don't you forget it. But hey, that's our stuff. What about you guys? If you guys liked the episode again, oh my bad, I said episode 6. Episode 5 is what it is. 5 champions is 5. And so episode 5 champions, just leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think, and we'll get back to you again real time. Until then, this is Owen Tsuboku and
Jarek, the announcer, being your resident jackass and host for these festivities, wishing you all a good operating day. Please stay tuned for next time.
remember to cut your Snickers bar. Have a good day.